Got an update for the illiterate people out there. Got an update for the lack of critical thinking people out there. So a few weeks back, we discussed RAM prices, the shortage of SSDs. And then now NVIDIA is also talking about cutting down production by 40% on their GPUs. And I was talking about how that can affect technology as a whole. But a lot of people were primarily, when they were reporting this, they were focusing on building gaming PCs. And it does. The shortage of RAM, especially because Crucial announced that they were going to stop selling RAM to you and I and only focus on selling RAM to data centers. So that was going to give an even bigger RAM shortage. And in that, I briefly mentioned, I was like, before anybody starts laughing at PC gamers, because I know the console wars, a lot of y'all like to participate in it. Keep in mind, these corporations don't give a fuck about you. And also, RAM affects all forms of technology. It's also going to affect consoles. And this is going to be especially bad with them announcing that the next Xbox and PlayStation 6 are supposed to be coming in 2027, 2028. Now we have all but confirmed in articles being reported today that RAM prices increase could see next generation console releases delayed. Yeah, but remember, for the people in the chat that told me a year ago, stop talking about politics. Politics don't matter. And keep in mind, this is not just because I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to be funny or mean. When this story originally started breaking with the RAM prices going through the roof, I learned that a lot of you don't seem to know that a gaming PC, but a gaming console is just a PC that specializes in gaming, but it's a fucking computer, guys. It runs on RAM as well. Like, I guess a bunch of console gamers seem to think that gaming consoles run on magic, but that's just not the case. And it's not just going to affect gaming PCs and consoles. It's going to affect your cars, your phones, any form of fucking technology. This RAM shortage is going to make shit go through the roof. And watch these companies try to make us fucking start stream things more, or you're just not going to own it. You're going to rent it. I always forget, low key. I can respect the honesty. I can respect it. RAM prices increase could see next generation consoles releases delayed. Insider Gaming has learned that the ongoing price increases in RAM due to the rise in AI could delay the next generation of console releases. We first mentioned the rumor during our Insider Gamer Weekly episode on December 19, where we mentioned that we had heard that there are already ongoing talks at the high levels on what the RAM availability could mean for the next generation. From what we've heard, the industry as a whole is concerned about RAM availability and what that's going to mean for mass producing consoles as a competitive price point. Not only for the next generation, but it could also mean that yet more the price increase for current generation consoles will hit us in 2026. Yes, that's another problem. You're also going to see a jump in price in the Xbox Series, gaming PCs, and the PS5. Because now even old technology costs more money because these data centers are eating up all the RAM, all the water, and all the clean air. RAM modules have increased in price by several 100% in the past few months due to demand for AI. And with the pursuit of AI seemingly not going away anytime soon, RAM availability could continue to be a bottleneck. Or at the very least, the RAM shortage will mean that prices will continue to hike. If it leaves console producers in a very tricky spot moving forward, and while consoles have traditionally been subsidized to a certain extent in the past, it seems like the RAM availability and the price increases mean that the next generation of consoles, which were already believed to be higher in price than previous generations, could be even worse. And that's true. For those unaware, usually within the first 2 years of a new console's lifespan, the manufacturers, Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, well, not Nintendo, because Nintendo makes their consoles with scrapyard metal. It's smart from a business standpoint because they save money and they're able to turn a profit sooner. But that doesn't change the fact that Nintendo, whenever they design a new console, them niggas just go to the scrap. Y'all ever seen Sanford and Son? That's what Nintendo do. They pick up the phone. They say, don't. Yeah, we got what you need. They go to Sanford and Son scrapyard and they say, we try to make a new console. Them niggas digging through the tires, the forks and shit like that, bro. And then they just cobble some shit together and like, look, we got 720p finally. Oh shit, here's the Switch 2. Ooh. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, not even 4 months into the lifespan of the Switch 2, you got developers already complaining about the frame rate and the lack of power on the Switch 2. But that's beside the point. Anyways, what was I about to say? I totally lost my train of thought. It's gonna potentially drive the price of current gen consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox Series, unfortunately. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I know from articles Sony has said that they want to release the PS6 as soon as 2027. I think you should just push it back to 2028 already. Just push it. I think Microsoft and Sony should take a step back and just kind of pay attention to what the market does in 2026, and then decide if midway to 3/4 of the way through 2026 they start to see a change in the market with RAM being more available, then try to push for a late 2028 release date. I think that's best case scenario. I don't think they should push for 2027. And I'm gonna be honest, I would not be upset if they pushed it back to 29 or even 2030. I know, matter of fact, PS4 niggas said 2030. I can't afford a PS5, so this is gonna give me time to get a job. Newsflash, you niggas didn't get a job during the PS5 era. You're not gonna get a job during the PS6 era. You're never gonna get a job because you're a fucking hobosexual. Not a homo, a hobo. H-O-B-O. A hobosexual is somebody who fucks to survive. You're a couch surfer. You ever heard that song? You know I gotta whack. That's what y'all do. Y'all couch surf. You guys fuck lonely women just so you can get a sandwich and some electricity for your PS4. That's what you do for a living. Shut the fuck up. Y'all never getting jobs. Y'all chronically unemployed. But for the rest of us, I wouldn't be mad if they pushed it back. I especially too with it, you gotta take tariffs into play too. I wouldn't want this to be an extreme price. So just let it take its time. Let the PS5 breathe. Especially because, I mean, to be honest, they did just come out with the PS5 Pro. Let the PS5 breathe a little bit. Let it breathe. Yeah, just not in this economy. Don't knock the hustle. Y'all niggas nasty. Let the PS5 breathe. Let the Xbox Series breathe. Give Xbox more time to figure out what they want to do to come compete because they not showing up. As far as Nintendo, we don't know what they're doing besides. Matter of fact, going back to Nintendo, y'all play what was it? Animal Crossing? You remember in Animal Crossing when you had the fishing rod and you would go to the river and you would pull the tire out sometimes and hit yourself in the head and shit? That's what Nintendo do. Nintendo literally sits at the river. They sit at the Potomac River. If you're from DC, you know what I'm talking about. They sit at the Potomac River over the bridge with a fucking fishing rod and they just be pulling out boots and fucking tires and pieces of metal and shit like that. They'd be like, all right, we got enough scrap metal for the Nintendo Switch 3. This thing's gonna be able to run fucking 1080p, 70 frames. Finally, let's go. Metroid Prime 4 has even more sand and even less music. Like, bro, we don't care, bro. We don't fucking care. But I'm glad y'all enjoying y'all Switch 2 for Christmas. You know, more power to y'all. I'm not hating on it. These consoles have barely any stretch their legs. Next gen can wait. It can wait a little bit. It can wait a little bit, especially because I think we got to see what GTA is gonna do too. When you get in yours, depending on what the reviews are looking like for what's that joint called, Blood, whatever. I keep forgetting that. Whatever the new From Software game is coming out next year. If the reviews are looking good for that, Dust Bloods, yeah. Because first of all, the game's got to be good, but then also I'm worried about the optimization on that game. Because keep in mind, when Elden Ring runs okay now, but when Elden Ring came out on PC, it didn't really run that well. So like they have a history of not having the most optimized games, and then now you're working with a limited hardware with the Switch 2. I hope that brings out the best of them, but I don't know because they said Elden Ring on the Switch 2 is running like dog shit. So you're expecting mass increases in PCs with CES announcement this month? Mass increase? You mean like in price or production? That's right. CES is coming up. It's about to be a lot of big tech reveals, and we're not going to be able to afford any of that shit because of the AI data centers, unfortunately. Yeah, price probably. Yeah, probably. Let's see. TBH, you see in the reports of boomers are blaming Gen Z for holding tech longer. You know how I feel about PS4 niggas. Like the PS4 niggas, they promote console parity, so that gets on my nerves. But tech as a whole, Like, in my opinion, I don't think people are upgrading their phones very regularly due to a lack of innovation. What's the name? If they had a feature in one of these phones that made people really want to buy it, people would buy it. But the issue is that it's not there, and I think that's the reason why you're not really seeing people upgrading like every year. Like, I'm still on the iPhone 13. Like, the 17 is out, and now they're supposedly about to be doing the iPhone Fold or whatever. I don't feel the need to buy that shit because like it's not doing anything that my phone doesn't already have. Wait, how is that a boomer talking point? I don't know. What's the point? Yo, shout out to PJ with the super chat. Appreciate you. Do you think they'll finally stop supporting the PS4 in 2030? That's a good question. I don't know. That's actually a good segue for this article right here. The end of an era. Sony discontinues the PlayStation 4 with a legacy of 4,500 games and global cultural impact. Wait, what did you say? What's the point in gaming if they half-ass and remake games to charge you the full price? I really hate that we're gonna get to I really hate that argument. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't think y'all play games. I don't think we know because we looked at the chart. And you know what's really fascinating about the people who make the argument, the reason I don't buy a lot of games is because everything's broken and half-assed. Well, then why is Call of Duty at the top of the charts every year? Explain that to me. Why is that at the top of the charts? That's not true. I just don't think y'all are passionate about us games as much as you think you are. I just showed the most played games in that last batch of articles for the past week, and none of them were the games that were nominated for Game of the Year. Yeah, explain 2K as well. 2K still has some of the same bugs in that game that it's had since like 2K14 and 15. There's some of the same goofy VC glitches and shit about it. I just don't think that's a fair argument. And then people will be, and I also hate the argument too. Well, games are more expensive, so I can't be taking the risk on everything. And that's true. That is true. The problem with that argument is it's not 2005 anymore, where you have to go to the store and read a magazine and read these reviews in a magazine like Game Informer to try to get an idea what the game is like. And then that's only one review because most people didn't have internet back then still. Nowadays, you got YouTubers, Twitch streamers, articles, tweets, IG Reels, TikToks. You have all the resources at your fucking feet. And y'all refuse, and this is not even a gaming thing. Y'all refuse to do, and if what I say apply, if it don't apply, let it fly. Folks refuse to do the knowledge. They refuse to do any type of research. You want everything spoon-fed to you. You claim you passionate about something, but you're not curious about it. How you passionate about something and you're not curious? That don't make no sense to me, bro. So if 10 people are saying that you trust are saying this game is fire and you still choose, I don't know, that's on you. That's not games are bad. That's you refuse to listen. I also think people are not willing to try new games. Too many of us are saying not for me, not willing to try because they don't want to buy and aren't smart enough to look at reviews. That's the confusing part. You say they're not smart enough to look up reviews. What's that got to do with intelligence? Like, that's just laziness to me. That's just laziness to me. I'm the type of person when I'm ready to buy a new tech product, I'm watching every review on YouTube. I like, especially something that's like at least $100. I'm watching at least like literally like 3 weeks ago, I watched like 15 different mouse reviews of the same fucking mouse just to see what people are saying. Like, where's the lust for life? Yo, shout out to Watts with the big Raid 200. Where's the fucking lust for life? I like going to the comic book store and just browsing. I don't get it, man. I don't fucking get it. Not passionate about everything, but complaining about everything. That's exactly why everything seems boring and dull. So I don't subscribe to that idea that shit is trash. Like, gaming is in a great place from a creative standpoint. You just got to do the knowledge, bro. Got to do the knowledge. Like, why is there so many samurai and ninja games? That's just what's in style. But you don't have to play those. There's plenty of other different types of games. It's always bothering me how people want to argue strongly about something they know very little about when they refuse to do the bare minimum research. Bare minimum, bro. And the worst part is you got AI now, Chat GPT, Perplexity. You could just ask a question. You don't even, it's gotten, and I think that's the issue too. Things become so streamlined to the point where people aren't even thinking anymore. We become so advanced as a society that it's reduced critical thinking. It's become a detriment to us because, like I said, you can literally whip out your phone and ask Chat GPT or Perplexity, provide me 10 reviews on Ghost of Yote, and it will pull up 10 reviews. You don't even have to, we used to have to type it into Google and then go through the web pages and try to find an article that could hopefully give us the information. You don't even have to look for it anymore. You could download the app, ask it a fucking question because it's connected to the internet, and it'll give you the answers with links to what it's referencing. And people are like, "No, this shit's dead. I don't like it." I don't know, man. I don't think you have a lust for life. I don't know. I think people got to start getting more curious. In my opinion, you can't call yourself an enthusiast if you're not curious about the art form. You can call yourself a casual, but an enthusiast is curious about the thing that they claim to love. Y'all curious about pussy, and that's the crazy part. A lot of y'all are curious about pussy, and you don't get none of it. That's crazy. You shouldn't be having sex before marriage anyway, but you be you be on your phone all day scrolling, double tapping on Instagram, be mad curious about booty pictures. You can't get no booty though. When you gonna get curious about something you can actually get?
My meat into oblivion.
You PS4 niggas can't get it because you broke, but that's not the point. That's not the point. Hopefully y'all hear me. I'm done. You said talk that shit. Where's the passion at, man? Where's the fucking passion? That's what I'm saying. Shout out to RD with the sub. Appreciate it. No sex before marriage. I forgot to tag you in this. Oh, what the fuck? Let me see. Well, I accidentally showed that, but that's the new cover. I don't know if y'all saw that for Absolute Batman. I thought this was fire. I don't know if this is real or not. It's coming from Discussing Films, but it looked fire for the new joint that's coming out. What'd you link?
Fucking bad. Like EA is awful, right?
Yeah.
And then you go work at EA in my case, and you're like, oh, it's a miracle that anything functions at all.
Yeah,
or you
that's
go work
most
at
things, bro.
It's
I feel
most,
like
that's the thing.
most human groups, it's like held together by fucking duct tape and string.
It's a young, I think, idealistic view of like, why don't they just do the things that'll fix the problems? And then when you work at enough companies, you're like, oh, this is barely.
Yeah, everyone is like a plane being rebuilt in mid-flight. When I first started at Twitch, I'm a young guy. I'm like 21. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. This is the website I watch every day. This is going to change the world. And I get there, and my first jobs is handling the front page of Twitch, what streams are showing. And they're like, yeah, so this whole thing is run out of a Google Calendar. They hooked up the fucking code to the back end of a Google Calendar, and then you open it up, and it's a Google Calendar with 100,000 entries.
I believe that.
Every square inch of space. And you have to write a Google Calendar entry in the certain syntax that it can pull from the... So I have to write like lyric 4 p.m. to 4:15 p.m. 6:17 priority 6:7. I'm brain rotted, and that's how it works. It still works like that today, from what I heard from people inside. The website runs on a fucking Google Calendar backend.
So what's the point that they were trying to make? Like, were they trying to say that like we create fantasies in our head until we actually get in on the inside and you realize it's rotten to the core? Is that what they're saying? And it's not what you think. Basically, don't meet your heroes type shit. I don't know if you read already, but Scarlet Witch just got. Yeah, I know. I know Scarlet Witch has a new book coming out. I think it's Scarlet Witch becomes the new Sorcerer Supreme or some shit like that. It looks pretty cool, the cover. It's that these big companies are incompetent. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and the sky's blue, water's wet. That's real. That's real. Shout out to them. But let's get back to this end of the era shit. It's the end of an era. We're talking PS4. Shout out to Jabari with the gifted subs. Sony has officially announced that production of the PS4 will cease on April 18th, 2025. Marvel Rivals players on PS4 are sweating, marking the end of one of the most successful life cycles in video game history. Lancardo, in November of 2013, the console established itself as a global phenomenon, surpassing the mark of 118 million units sold worldwide, which positions it as the second best-selling desktop console of all time, behind only its predecessor, the PS2. The console not only dominated its generation in terms of sales, but it also left an indelible mark on pop culture and the way gamers interact. The introduction of features such as the share button on the DualShock 4 controller revolutionized content sharing, making it easier to broadcast live to gameplay and capturable moments. Yeah, remember when the Russians were fucking on PS4s to Twitch? Integrating platforms such as Twitch and YouTube directly into the user interface. While this is the end of manufacturing, Sony turns its full focus to the PS5, which continues to expand its user base. However, the PS4's legacy lives on through its vast library of games and the community of players that formed for more over than a decade, celebrating an era of innovation and memorable storytelling that defined an entire generation. I don't know about innovative. The PS4 was very successful, but I don't know about. I feel like the PS4 just wrote the coattail the PS3. I don't know if it was like innovative. I also feel like the PS4 benefited from right place, right time. Xbox fucked up with the Xbox One. We can't undersell that. Was the PS4 really that great, or was the Xbox One that bad? Let's talk about it. Like it wasn't like when the PS3 and the Xbox 360 were going head to head. Like the Xbox One fucked up, bro. The PS4 was cool. So I think the Xbox One was ass that bit. So that and that's not right place, right time. I'm just saying, hey. But also, I think the PS4 benefited the fact that not only was the Xbox One ass, but then COVID hit and everybody wanted to become a gamer. Remember, everybody was building PCs, everybody was buying PS4s. Just right place, right time, I feel like. And I'm not gonna knock it. A win is a win. But I don't know if the PS4 was that fucking great. Generation Mine. Oh, so they're just talking about the history. I think the main thing that take away is the production ends on April 18th. So, oh wait, no, that already happened. I'm bugging because it's almost 2026. Damn, so the production already started. Why did he write this on December 17th? Did I know that was ending in April? I don't know if I knew production ended in April. That's good, at least. That means no new PS4s are coming off the assembly line. That's crazy. They were still printing out PS4s this year. Well, if your PS4 breaks down because it's full of roaches and dust, which we know for a fact it is, if you need a new one, you better hurry up and go get one because they're running out. Typo, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. Also, all the used games hoopla. Oh yeah, the used. Well, yeah, that's because that falls under the Xbox One was really bad. The used game hoopla fuck shit up. When they said that you won't be able to own your games, but on PS4 you will be. But it was cheaper. They made it easier to play the game, easier to share games, and it was solid. I would say if I had to rate the PS4, Xbox One, well, specifically the PS4 era, I give it like a B. The PS4 was a solid console with some really good games on there. But was it my favorite? Would I put it in my favorite generation? Like top 5? Probably. If it is, it'd be number 5. It's still, it wasn't that damn great. It's just kind of right place, right time, I think. It was a solid 7. Yeah, it was a solid B. Solid. It was cool. It was cool. Hopefully Sony, makes a bigger splash with the PS6. Still printing out PS4s and not pennies. It would have been wild. Just tight shit. Xbox fumbled the launch and they dropped like 4 consoles afterwards. Yeah. So PS4 people, that's your update. Speaking of end of an era, we also have another end of the era, which, by the way, I didn't even know this era was still going on, but Anthem is officially dying in 2 weeks, so now's your last chance to play. Anthem players have just 2 weeks left from today to play BioWare's sci-fi action RPG. The servers will be shut off on January 12th, 2026, and after that, Anthem will no longer be playable. I'm not reading the rest of that. I know, right? No! Oh, no, Lord. What am I going to do when I can't play a game that I haven't played since 2018? It's funny. This game does have a small community. Every once in a while, I'll get a random stream on TikTok of somebody playing Anthem. And I'll be like, the servers are still online? They've been playing the same 5 missions for the last 5 years. No cap, bro. So shout out to y'all. But you got till January 12th, 2026 to play the game. I wonder if maybe the PC community will try to upkeep the game with some private servers. Can you even do that? I don't know. But if you have any interest, I'm just letting you know, if you have any interest in Anthem, the game is going to die in 2 weeks. It's a shame what happened to this game, because I will say that I think this game had potential. This was a very during this era, this game coming out, this was a very turbulent time for my career as a content creator, because for some reason, matter of fact, Anthem is when I first started realizing that the literacy rates were in the toilet, bruh. If you don't know my stance on Anthem, it's always been the same. My stance for Anthem it was like a 5 or a 6. I thought the flying mechanics were really fun. I thought the graphics were cool, and I liked the priming and detonating system and flying around with your friends. After that, everything else was underbaked. The story was ass. It was buggy at launch. The servers were laggy. The gameplay loop was really boring after a while. They just didn't have it was just kind of like defend the computer. The point I'm trying to make is I never said Anthem was good. But the reason I said Anthem is probably one of the first times as a content creator I started to realize that literacy rates were in the toilet because I added nuance to the conversation, people tried to call me a corporate. I remember they were calling me and the rest of the GI podcast corporate shills over this fucking game, bro. Because if you remember, I feel like Anthem was the first time also too I noticed a shift in the YouTube content creator space. That's when things first started getting negative. When people saw if you shit on Anthem, you'll get mad views, everybody started doing it. And if you didn't do that, they would call you a corporate shill. But I never said this game was good. I just said it was undercooked. And I stand on that. The flying in this game is probably some of the best that I've ever seen in a game. It's just, this game had potential. It's a shame to see what happened with BioWare, but EA tried to force them to make a live service game and it just didn't pan out, man. It just didn't pan out. I would love to see them take another shot at this, but I doubt it'll ever happen. Now we get videos like Anthem now we get videos like Anthem 10 years later. Was it really that bad? Be taking a lot of hits for no fucking reason. I think I remember this game being so broken, launched it bricked some people's consoles. Yeah, it was bricking PS4s. Yeah. Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. What else I got for you? Oh, there's a new modding site coming out called GG Mods, and what they're doing different is they're paying people. Professional modding platform GG Mods offers development grants and salary contracts. Video game modders have been hard at work over the last few decades, taking the games we love and altering them to new creative experiences as soon as they have new professional platforms to take their craft to the next level. Launching on January 7th, 2026, GG Mods will support major titles like Skyrim, Baldur's Gate 3, and Fallout 4 on day one, offering modders a fixed rate revenue system, development grants, and the opportunity to earn official salary contracts. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you create a cool mod, like you remember, what was it, last year when they came out with Fallout London? If it would have came out in 2026, they could have put it on this platform and charged like $20 for it. That's the point I'm trying to make. You will be able to make money off of it. But not only that, it sounds like they have investors that are going to be giving out money to basically get you to make a mod and put it on their platform, basically, probably exclusively. And then you can also get contracts. The new modding platform was also designed to be a creative hub with a dedicated Discord server, regularly available staff, and competitions and community events. GG Mods have revealed a long list of exciting features that will empower game modders to explore their craft to the fullest and receive upfront compensation. And they're celebrating their launch with a massive hardware giveaway. At the end of the giveaway, join the official GG Mods Discord by January 7th, and you'll have a chance to win a Steam Deck OLED. The runner-up gets an M2, and then third place gets some Discord Nitro. Wouldn't this de-incentivize free mods? Yeah, probably. I would hope they keep that in mind, that most mods should be free, but maybe if you can find a way, because I feel like with that Fallout London thing, that could have been something people probably would have paid for, like a more premium experience. I hope they do find a way to balance this out. I don't know 100% what the business model is, but there is a new player in the field though, to compete with Nexus mods. According to GG Mods press release, the payment model ensures that creators driving traffic are the ones benefiting from it. With a clear engagement point system, modders can calculate their exact earnings. I think the idea behind their business model compared to like Nexus mods is if they pay people to create mods, you'll get a higher quality product. I mean, look at old YouTube. I don't think they could charge money for mods because of copyright. So what's the business model then? Oh, okay, I get it. I think they want to, that's why they're offering salary contracts. They want to bring people in to produce content for the platform, but they're not going to charge you for it. So the incentive is to get all the best modders from probably Nexus mods and bring them over to their platform because they're paying them, but we don't necessarily have to pay for the mod. The question is, how the fuck are they paying? How are they affording to pay these modders then?
Thanks for the sub.
Yeah, I think they need to, because you're right about the copyright shit, Watch. I'm curious to see, they need to explain the business model behind this. Because I was going to say the theory is if they're paying people to develop stuff for their platform, in theory, they're going to get the highest quality product. I mean, look at YouTube in comparison from 2005 to now. The difference is when the partner program came into YouTube and people were able to make money, that's when you started to get a higher level quality of product. Money laundering scheme. Is there some Saudi money here? Oh shit. Yeah, I'm questioning the business model. We're gonna have to keep an eye on this one. Because they're not saying anything about the business model. We got to keep an eye on this one. maybe you sub to the website, or maybe they're, you know what, it could be maybe they have like their own launcher and it has mad ads all over it, and that's how they're making money. And I'm not gonna lie, if there's mad ads everywhere, it's just gonna blow up your PC, and to me that's not worth downloading it over Nexus. They'll probably do the Nexus thing and encourage people to pay for premium to get faster download speeds. Yeah, it's probably, you're right, it's probably gonna be some type of platform bonuses, but they're not gonna charge for the yeah, I wouldn't want a bloatware launcher. That's the problem. We'll keep an eye on this though. I'm not mad at competition, but they need to explain this business model a little bit better. Other news. I seen content creator Luke Stevens on my For You page. He said, we did a thing, introducing a new type of game showcase, the New Games Plus Showcase. It'll be creator-led, no paid placements, genuine excitement and conversation, with 45 games coming to you on January 8th. So on January 8th, expect your sub box to be blitzed by 45 new game trailers. Will any of them be good? I don't know. I hope so. I will be keeping an eye on this. I don't know if I'll stream this because I'm not going to lie. I'm not holding my breath. I expect to see a lot of Full Sail University software projects, but we will be in the sub box to keep an eye on it to see if there's anything wrong, if there's anything dope coming out of it. Just got in the stream. What did Malik Monk do? Nothing. That's the point, nigga. What the fuck? That's why I said Malik Monk sucks. You said, what did he do? Nothing. That's the fucking point. That is the fucking point. Might have to catch that one off stream. Anybody want a $300 Game Boy? And Yayo, the latest Game Boy remake will have an early bird starting price of $269. After the high price tag of an Yayo Pocket DMG turned some Retroid handheld fans away, they're now working on another remake of the classic Game Boy with a slightly more affordable cost. Yayo revealed the pricing of the Pocket Vert, which starts at $269 for early bird orders. Compared to the original one, which was $450, Yayo skipped the OLED and the configurations that go up to 16 gigabytes of memory and 1 terabyte of storage for the Pocket Vert. Instead, the handheld maker went with a fully metal CNC body and an ultra minimalistic design with engraving free buttons that resemble the Pocket. Yo, who the fuck is paying $300 for this shit, bro? I'm not gonna lie, it looks sleek, it looks nice, but it's not a real Game Boy. Do these guys know that you can pay like $50 for a fucking emulator and play all these damn games? If you want like a handheld emulator, and then if you want to, you can just play it for free on your PC, allegedly. They might as well start making new games for it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just too expensive. In no universe should a damn what is this, like, remake cost more than like $100 for this old 30-year-old technology that's more expensive than the original Game Boy. I don't know. How much was the original? How much was the original Game Boy at launch? I had a Game Boy, but I don't know. My parents bought that shit. Let's see. Launch price was $89. So it was $90 back in 1989 in North America. What is that? Let's see. Inflation calculator.
Every time a sub returns, Sabretooth returns to mash my meat into oblivion.
$89.99 in January of 1989 to December of 2025. Calculate. No data available for the month you selected. Really? I may. Man, we can't even get the data, bro. What does that come out to? That was 36 years ago. I want to say like, yeah, 200, 250. It's about the same price, I think. Try November of 2025. You're right. Yeah, let's try November. Oh, yeah. See, yeah. So $233. So, yeah, no, it's about the same price then. That's crazy. I'm not paying that. I'm not fucking paying that, bro. At that price, I'm getting the hell. Yeah, we gonna play that shit off stream, chat. We gonna play that shit off. Yeah, you can play this on your phone for free. Like, we gonna play that off stream, bro. We get off that, man. Then last but not least, Adidas is doing a new Pokemon collab. Got the new Mewtwo kicks. They kind of clean. Who copping? Who copping? Who getting the Mewtwo's? Who getting the Mewtwo's? They're cute. It's the girly pop shit. Not for me, but it's for somebody. Who copping? Who copping? That's all I got for y'all. Is there any trailers? Let's see. Let me switch my account. Going in the sub box. Speak of the devil, look who it is. Pow pow. You would judge. I don't really see nothing good. The Valentine's Nikes are really good. I got the Super Mario. Are they Pumas? I think. NBA Bounce. What the hell is that? Did y'all see them NBA Mickey Mouse games? When the hell they start doing that? Resident Evil Survival Unit. What the hell is this? Madden official trailer. There's a Madden movie coming out? What the hell? Pioneer. Arena Breakout. Arc Raiders. I don't care about that. GTA Online, celebrate the holidays. Oh my lord. Dead by Daylight, Destiny Rise, mobile. Not want to watch. Okay, hold up. Let me turn this off. Let me look at this Madden trailer.
There's only one John Madden. They didn't make another one. He is one of a kind. Football wouldn't be football.
Oh shit! It's Madden starring Ghost Rider. Let's go.
Without him.
His head gonna light on fire every time a touchdown scored.
Who we are, where we're coming from, or who we're throwing to. Very interesting.
Oh, it's an Amazon movie. I was about to say, I don't know if I would watch this in theaters, but I have Amazon Prime. I might watch this for the fuck of it. This is free. What you got? I don't really know, because that was before my era. I don't really know Madden's story. I only know the fucking games. Tim, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, is set to direct the live-action Sleeping Dogs movie. I keep forgetting that they're gonna make a movie until I gotta see a trailer. Until I see a trailer, seeing is believing. But I'll tell you this much: for the Sleeping Dog movie, I need y'all to have like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type choreography in the fucking movie. That was my favorite thing about those games. And that's why I think Sleeping Dogs stands out in the sea of like open world slop. Sleeping Dogs was fun because the combat system was unique. The way you could use the environment to take down your enemies. I want to see some really cool choreography alongside a really good story. Don't skimp on that. Don't get them top core. Go to China, get them top drunk. Get Jackie, man. Call Jackie. You need that. I trust this man. He said I'm hating. More like the raid choreography. Slop. You know what I'm talking about. Open world slop, bro. Every game is an open world slop joint. Is there any like ETA on this? How the hell did this get a movie and not a sequel? That's what I want to know. I hope this generates more sales for the original game and brings interest in maybe potentially a sequel. Nah, bro's a fire director. He got this. Bet. He throwing a gang sign. You know he fucking repping. Big Triad. Big fucking Triad. Who playing on my phone? Let's take it, yeah. All right, what is this? NBA. All right, this already looks awful. This is mobile game.
Wow, I wasn't expecting this.
I wasn't either.
This is where the game turns into a pure party.
So they made an NBA Jam with Nintendo Mii's.
It's time to stand up for your colors. This is not just...
We get everything but a proper competition to NBA 2K. Can we get NBA Live, NBA Elite, or something? Like, nobody asked. Can we get NBA Street? Nobody asked for this, man. Nobody asked for this. Resident Evil Survival Unit. Wii Sports. This is another mobile game. Remember like a couple streams ago when I said one of the things I really want developers to work on is stop making stupid ass pointless trailers. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? There's no way anybody watched this and said, I can't wait to play this. And if they are, it's because they're Resident Evil fans. It's off the strength of the IP, but like, what is this? Just giving random zombie stats? Oh boy. Pioneer.
For every gifted
Yo, shout out to the anonymous gifted subs. God damn. Big 20. Big 20. Overview trailer. Yeah, what did you overview? What are you talking about?
My, is that you? Those feeble little weevils from the past?
Why y'all hiding who dropping subs, man? Don't be pussy. Share your name
Witness a brand new
so we can say thank you.
by yours truly. A performance called Nuclear Winter.
Oh, I think we've seen this game. Yeah. One of them early access survival games.
Absolute jerk of a bandit called Entertainer and his little gang of idiots. They decided it'd be hilarious to steal our
Yeah, we gonna play this one off stream, chat. We gonna play this one off stream. It's time to get on the game. What's up?